Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
guys. Hello,
Good evening.
hello. Nice to see you again, Aman. How are
Oh,
you?
nice to see you. I'm good. I'm good. Long time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you were supposed to be with me on Friday on the coffee break, but yeah, life is strange, right? You had
Life
to,
is strange. It is. It
yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah, so guys, if you're not aware, today we have the Governance AMA. What does AMA stand for, Aman?
That's a tricky question. Ask me anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. So guys, it's your time to shine. I will try my best, or we will try to our best to explain what kind of model we're going to have. But it's up to you to ask the right questions. Okay. How should we start this? Yeah, let's just wait one more minute for people to arrive, and then let's start by explaining how it works right now. Right? That makes sense.
Sure. Maybe people who are here already can write where they are joining from.
Yeah, that would be great.
Comments. That'll be great to know.
Yeah, it's quite important for us to know what kind of audience we have. So, guys, please shout out your own country where you're from. Like, I'm from France, yay, or I'm from India, yay.
I'm from Croatia. Yay.
Yeah, yeah, with a lot of exclamation marks and everything, and hearts and stars. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to need some kind of drawing board, right? because I need to be expressive, and showing how it works makes more sense than just me or us explaining it. Let me find a place to draw something
Great,
fine.
great. Hi, Crypto Rocky from India. Hi, Sandonia from Belgium, but now living in Denmark. Hi, Ludomatique from France. Um, Mauritius, okay. Hi, Saib. I don't know how to pronounce that. Excuse me for that. Hi, Louise from France.
Okay, I think we're kind of ready. Hello, guys. I mean, Aman, you like this Zandonia, right? You like to travel a lot, move to different countries to see the world a bit. Uh, yeah, I think we are ready. So
Yeah.
you can put a question here because we are streaming at the same time on YouTube and on Twitch, and we are receiving both comments at the same time. So if you write it on Twitch or YouTube, it doesn't really matter. We are going to see the comments.
Mhm.
Hello, guys.
Hey, hello.
Yeah. So we will start with some basic terminology. I think that makes sense, and we will start designing this system from the ground up, and then we will in the end land on a system that we have, so that you can see how the evolution looked like. So there are two, important, I will say, terms that we need to understand, and this is, I will say, something like a basic account. So a basic account is just a regular account or a wallet that you guys have. I apologize for you know any kind of misspelling or extremely bad writing. That's just me. So basic account is, like I said, your account, you have an account, it has an address, you have the account seed or the mnemonic, and you can access that account by using the mnemonic or the secret seed. That account, of course, that account also has an address like starts with 5 E F something blah blah blah, and it ends up with, I don't know, like 4. So this is the basic account. Now you also have a super specific type of account which is called pseudo account, or to be more precise, it's called root account. Now this account, the root account or pseudo account, is quite special, but because it doesn't have an address, it doesn't have an owner. It's just uh, let's say a separate entity which can be used to execute some privileged actions. Example of a privileged action would be minting new coins or increasing the validator active validator set or executing a runtime upgrade. So those kind of operation, you need to have privileged access to it, and only the root or the pseudo entity has this kind of ability or power. A basic account is never going to be able to do that. That's just how it is. Now, one way to actually gain access to have this pseudo account available to you is by using something which is called a pseudo palette. So this is the most primitive way of having some kind of governance, and the name of the feature is pseudo palette or just pseudo. Now, with this feature on chain, uh, you're allowed to define one account which is going to be able to access. So this is one basic account, and it has the ability to access the pseudo entity or the root entity, and then with the pseudo entity it can execute any privileged extrinsics or transactions, so privileged whatever. Okay, so this is the most primitive way, and if you're starting your own chain, you will probably have this palette or feature already available, because again, you need to somehow you need to be able to execute privileged action, and this is the easiest way to do it. Let me just shut down my phone because it's constantly ringing. Of course, this can work if you're doing locally something, if you're developing something. But if you want to provide your blockchain to a huger community than just one person, you need to have a better model. Because the problem is, let's say you have thousands of users on your chain and only one basic account has access to this pseudo pellet. If for some reason someone tries to hack this account and he gets access to this account, he can do everything. And then the whole chain. So this is kind of the point of failure for a chain, just to have one way to execute privileged actions. Now, of course, if you think about this, the next step would be, okay, instead of having just one account deciding the future of the chain, to have multiple accounts. And this is something that you can do, and this is something that we had from the get-go, from mainnet 100, and it's called technical committee, TC, as we call it. So a technical committee is basically an entity that can do, that has access to, let's say the pseudo pellet, and then it can execute privileged, actions. Instead of having just one user, like, an example before, one basic user, we have more of them. Right now we have on mainnet 4, 5, 6, and 8 accounts who are kind of deciding on what will happen on the chain and everything. And in order to access this pseudo account, they need to get, if they are executing something like a runtime upgrade or minting new coins, they need to have 5 out of 8 votes to be able to do it. And that's basically 50% plus 1, right? This is currently the procedure. Right now there is right now we need 6 out of 8, but starting from Friday it's going to be 5 out of 8. So let's talk about 5 out of 8. This means that if for some reason someone steals my account and I'm in the TC, nothing bad will happen. They need to steal at least 5 accounts to be able to do some damage to the chain by executing privilege calls. Again, this is okay. It's a way better approach. Now the point of failure isn't more anymore. It's not anymore just one account. It's at least 5 accounts. But the problem is that this is super centralized, right? So no, 5 out of 8 people, right? Those 8 people have all the power. They can change anything, and you can really trust them, right? Now the next step is to actually provide more entities that can actually do privileged action. And the next most basic entity is called democracy. At the same time, okay, it's a palette. At the same time, it's a feature, depending on the context. But a democracy is a feature which allows you, so the general public, to create proposals, which then are converted to referendums, and then you can vote and say, yes, I would like this to happen, or no, I don't like this proposal. And once there are now enough of people who say, yes, I like it, then this referendum will pass, and after a period, it will be executed. So what's special about this democracy palette is that it basically, like I said, you create a proposal. So this is the first stage, a proposal. And after that, you get a referendum where everyone can vote and say, I like it or I don't like it. And then after this has passed, you get the proposal in the late stage, in the enactment stage, where it waits for a couple of days and then it's executed. Now whatever you call in here, it will be executed with the pseudo or the root account. So this means that if you want to increase or if you want to mint new coins for yourself, you can create a proposal, and it can become a referendum. And if people like this referendum, then the chain will mint 5 million more coins to your account. Isn't that great? Right. But the problem is people need to agree with you, which is kind of hard. Uh, any other activity which is non-privileged, you really cannot do with democracy. So with democracy, you cannot mint an NFT. You just cannot do that. And this is now the main distinction between a basic account and a root account. Basic accounts, they can do non-privileged activities, like minting NFTs, creating a marketplace, selling NFTs, all those kind of nice things. But the root user, it cannot do that. It just cannot do that. It can only execute privileged actions. So this is, the first, let's say, basic way how the community can drive the whole chain. Now, the next way is through the council. Council. Oh my God. And the council is something like a technical committee, but it's community driven. So anyone can apply for a council position. And if you get enough of votes, and by votes, I mean if people stake enough caps, then you can, become a council member. And then as a council member, you can do special proposals and special referendums. Now, this council uses the democracy to create special proposals and special referendums. Now, why would you be on the council? Why? I mean, if you can create a referendum through democracy, why would you do anything, through the council? It's quite easy, because when you create a referendum in a democracy using the democracy feature, you need to have a lot of yay votes or I agree with you. It's like a lot of them. If there's just a small amount which says no, the referendum will fail. Now, the opposite is true for the council. They have the ability to create referendums where you need to have a lot of no for it to not pass, which is, again, quite amazing. So since we're talking about this, there are three different kinds of referendums. We have the supermajority, which means that you need to have a lot of yay votes for it to pass. We have the super against, I think. It means that you need to have a lot of nay votes for it to fail. And then we have the basic majority, which means you need to get 50% plus one vote. A vote in this system is basically how much caps you are staking. And one caps is equal to one vote. Equal to one vote. But if you want to increase your voting power, you can say, okay, I will be staking those caps for 6 months. Then instead of one vote, your cap will be equal, your cap will be equal, I don't know, to 6 votes. So there are ways how you can, with low amount of money or with small amount of caps, have actually a lot of votes. As long as you're ready to, stake it for 6 months and then get it back. Now, this looks like a freak show right now. I have drawn a lot of things, but basically what we have right now on our chain is that we have three entities. The first entity is a technical council, which mainly consists of Ternoa, mainly solely consists of Ternoa members, like the co-founders. Then we have the council, which currently no one uses, which is okay because we have never explained how you can use it. This will be populated by the most known users, probably, or the users who have the most amount of caps. And then we have the third entity, which everyone is there. So all the council members, technical council, and anyone else can participate and create, of course, proposals and referendums in the democracy ballot. Now, a lot of talking, a lot of kind of drawing, but I will show you how it looks like on the mainnet. I will just make it a bit bigger. So when you hover your mouse over the governments, Aman, you wanted to say something?
No, they're just saying the fun part is now.
Yeah. Now, if you now let's I will show you example. So if you want to participate or see any part of the governments, you have this handy button at the top, and you can click one of those, governments entity. We can ignore treasury because it's not useful right now for our presentation. So in the democracy here, you have two nice buttons. So if you want to create a new proposal, you first need to submit a pre-image. Pre-image is basically the action that you want to take. In this case, it can be, I don't know, let's say, example would be, I want to increase the amount of money that I have. So let me just find myself. I will call the set balance, and then I will write, let's say, a value, a large one. And then I need to copy the pre-image hash somewhere locally, and then I will submit a pre-image. This will create a proposal. And then when I want to submit the proposal, I need to enter that hash here, and I need to lock at least 100 caps. Now, I don't want to do anything problematic with the mainnet. I will just jump to AlphaNet where nothing bad can happen most of the time. So I will give examples. So I will use my own AlphaNet macro account. I will create, let's see, where is it? Balances, set balance, and I will set the balance of account, let's say, again, my account, AlphaNet, Aman, okay, Aman's account to a high number. So you need to remember that when you're writing a number here, uh, if you write about 1000, this doesn't mean that you are setting this account to have 1000 caps. This is a bit different. This is a raw UI or a raw number in this say in a way. And if you want to write one cap, okay, just one cap, you need to write one with 18 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is one with 18 zeros. This means one cap. Now, if want, I will put, of course, a larger value for amount to have, so 1, 10, 100,000. Of course, most of the time, guys, you will not using this UI. We'll be making sure that you have a nice UI on the wallet application, right, Aman, or somewhere, so that you don't need to, fight with this really, let's say, ugly interface, right, Aman?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's down in the line.
Yeah. So once you're happy with this, make sure that you copy your pre-image hash. I'll just copy it here, and then you can submit it. And when you go to the Explorer, you will see that you created an image. This is the hash. Now, what you need to do, you need to submit a proposal. You need to get that, hash, and you need to lock 100 caps. And once it's done, we have this proposal. Now, once the launch period is done, which is currently in 27 days, this proposal, if it has enough endorsement, will become a referendum. In the referendum, you will be able to vote yay, I agree with you, or no, I don't agree with you. Since we don't want to wait 28 hours, days here for this to become a referendum, I will just jump to either Polkadot or Kusama to see a referendum in action. And we have it here. So you can imagine that there was once a proposal in here, just one. And after, 28 days, it became a referendum. Once it became a referendum, you need to vote. I mean, you don't need to vote, but it would be nice if you do that. You can vote with any of your accounts, and you can vote, I don't know, with one vote or 10 votes. Now, if you come here, it will say how much voting power you actually have. So if you have just one dot or one caps in your situation, and you don't lock up your caps at all, your voting power is going to be 0.1x the amount. Now, of course, this is really a small amount. You can increase it, I think, 6 times. So with one dot or one caps, you can have 6 votes if you look up your one dot or one caps for 896 days. That's quite a lot. So you vote yay or you vote no, And once it has enough support, you will see here if this will pass, if it will pass or not. If it will pass, it's going to be a green check mark. If not, it's going to be a red one. Once it has passed, it comes to the dispatch queue, and in the dispatch queue it still needs to, let's say, ferment for a few days, and then it will be executed. This is how a referendum works on the Polkadot system, on the Kusama system, and exactly the same on our system. There is no difference. Now, this is the democracy, you know, feature, let's say, or governance type. Now we have the council. In the council, if you want to become part of the council, you need to first submit your candidacy. Uh, I'll just find the account which has some money in it, AlphaNet Relay 0, and I will submit candidacy. And soon, once this is done, you will see that I'm a candidate. Just because you're a candidate, it doesn't mean that you will be part of the council. Someone needs to vote for you. It can be you, it can be another account, it can be I don't know, your grandma or someone else. Doesn't really matter. Someone needs to vote for you to be actually be to have the chance to become a council member. In this case, I will be voting with my AlphaNet account for this relay to be part of the council. I'll put the value to 10 caps. Now, once the term progress is done, in this case it's every 7 days, a new set of members are going to be chosen depending on how many votes they get. If they get enough votes, they will become members or they will become runner-ups. This is how it works. Again, we don't have enough members in here, so I'll just go to the Polkadot so you can see how it works. So here they have 13 seats and at the maximum 20 runner-ups. Once you become a member, a full member, you will be part of the seats guys, the members parts, and here you will see how much staking or baking, baking, how much dots are people voting for you, or in our case, it's going to be caps. In this case, for this RTTI, he has 21 million dots behind him, 94 votes. So it seems like people like him for some reason. And it seems like, Gav, the founder of everything, he has only 13 million votes. But that doesn't really mean much. Most of the time, at least in our system, you will see here the most important users in the council. The runner-ups are semi-members. Basically, they are members who didn't have enough backing for some reason, and they didn't become part of the members group. Probably there are some other, there are other requisites too, because this Rob guy, he has 12 million and he is not there. So besides staking, maybe there you need to have enough votes or something, I don't know. But usually this is how it works. If you have, most of the time, if you have enough votes, you will be part of the members. Once you become a member, you can do motions. Motions are basically you telling I want to do something, and which is then going to be executed through this feature. So it's going to become an external proposal. So we have normal proposals, which are made from the generic public, from general, and then we have external proposals, which are made or are created from the council. At the same time, you can only have one referendum from each group. So in this case, since you see two referendums, it means one of those referendums came from normal general public and one of those referendums came from external. They both share the same timer. Now, if the technical now this is the third part, the technical committee, which in here there are only 3 members. As you can see, for Polkadot, it's the W3F Foundation, Parity 1 account and Parity second account. You will see the same structure in our community on our chain, where we have only the members of the NOAA upper management there. Okay, I see there are a lot of questions. Aman,
Yeah.
did you went through them, or should we do it right
Yeah.
now?
Well, we can go through them together. Some of them are in French. Unfortunately, it's difficult for us guys to yeah, talk in French. But please shoot in all your questions. Our support team will definitely make sure to answer those, or I mean, we can answer them during this live conversation, and maybe the support team will help you to translate them. Yeah, maybe we can grab a couple of questions. Anybody can vote.
Yeah,
It
can
depends.
you just which question is that? I'll show it on screen.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's the question by Y1NE.
Can you just tell me the time? It's going to be easier to find.
5:24 p.m. There, there are a lot of them at five. Well, there are three. So just after Guillaume said that I should translate in French real
Oh
time,
yeah, okay, found it. Anyone can vote. Yep, anyone. You,
provided you have caps.
yeah, of course. You are someone if you have at least the minimum amount of caps. Anyone can vote. You, me, it doesn't really matter. Your dog if he has a account, a Lashian. But
Gene.
yeah,
Gene. Okay. Second question: can we use the caps that are staked to vote? No,
no, no.
that's not.
Your caps which are staked. You cannot use them. If you want to unstake them, you need to wait 28 days. That's how it is. You can so if you're either voting or staking, those caps will be locked for you. You cannot use them anymore.
Mhm.
Until the voting is done, or you want to cancel staking, and they need to unbound them. So yeah, this is how
Because
it works.
yeah, because you need to understand that they are locked, and if they are locked, then there's no way you can use them during the duration for what they're locked. Then the next question is: do council members gain some caps too? If you are referring to rewards, then no, that's not how it works. Council members are basically representing, the community in a way, and they are basically, you can say, called upon for three different tasks of the governance. It's like proposing a referenda, and secondly, canceling malicious or dangerous or uncontroversial referenda, and then they can basically also participate in electing the technical committee.
Yeah, I would say it's a matter of prestige. So if you're in the council or on the council, you're actually someone on the chain, and your voice matters. Like Aman said, there are no rewards for it. Uh, if you think that's not something for you, you don't need to use it. But this is how the council works, at least on most of the Polkadot chains. It's about you being someone, you being able to create special referendums, you being able to cancel malicious referendums, and yeah, it's about prestige in the end.
Yeah, exactly. There's a question in French. I can quickly try to. Okay, that's good. Ron. Maybe you can list the name of this website. I can use it too in the future. Seems to be interesting. Um, then, Marco, did you just heard the breaking news from NFT NYC by Mika? Of
I
course.
didn't heard it. I think
No?
no.
Well, of course. I mean, we so across the ages, the famous game and Babylex have basically partnered with Ternoa. So that's the breaking news, straight out of New York City, which
I mean,
is
that's super, right? That's really nice. I
yeah,
mean, guys, I was working the whole day, busy with with calls and making new
yeah,
features and everything, so I didn't have the chance to uh, listen to Mika. But this is beautiful.
It's big. It's big. It's really good.
Big if true, right? Big if true.
Okay, moving on to next questions. Do you love banana, Marco, or apple? I love both.
Okay, this is is this a trick question? Is this those kind of when you need to really think a lot? Well, I prefer bananas. Okay, I love apples. I love bananas, but I prefer bananas. I'm not sure what it has to do with governments, but I love bananas.
Okay, so the next question is: so what are the advantages of voting compared to staking? Guys, maybe Marco, if you want to go ahead first, you can. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I
I
can.
mean, the question is like this: why would you go to any referendum that ever existed? Why would you spend your day waking up, going to the city, vote for someone or for something, and come back home if you can just go to your bank and stake, I don't know, 1 million euros somewhere? It's not the same. Staking is one thing, and voting, being part of the community, creating referendums is a completely another thing. If
Yeah,
you look at the existing structure of any referendums, even the French one, they are quite expensive. They're like super expensive. There's literally no advantage in having those kind of referendums, but we still need them, right? And people still need to vote, and that's how it is. This is this part of this is why that's why it's called governance. It's not free. It costs money and time and everything, but it's a way how you can make decisions, the same as referendums in real life, the same as elections and everything. They are extremely expensive if you didn't know that.
yeah, absolutely, guys. Sorry, Marco. Do you want to add something else? Or?
Yeah, unless we're talking about the corrupted politicians who will give you free beer if you vote for him, then yeah, you're not going to see that here.
Yeah, guys. I mean, you should. Well, you should understand. That this is a decentralized world, right? It's not controlled by one person. So the power is also in your hand to propose any changes to the network, or be a part of bringing some change to the network. Basically, it can be anything, right? Adding features, removing features. I don't know, making someone a king or a queen. So it has its own advantages, right? It's basically how the community wants to shape the entire network. So that's basically one of the biggest advantage of voting compared to staking. Staking is also good. You earn rewards, you earn money, but voting parallelly is also um, um, important because that's how you give a direction to the network.
Yeah, yeah. Once more, two completely different things. You're not forced to do either of them. You can just chill on the chain. But if you see a reason to vote for a proposal, again, the proposal can be that someone gives you 1 million caps. I probably will say yes, right? You will say, yeah, I like this proposal or referendum. Okay, thank you for the question. Yeah, the
Um,
next one is quite good. You make me happy, man. I'm
I
hyped.
am. Thank you so much. That I feel really good reading that. I don't know what I am hyped in 2SD. I don't know what that means, but I like the first part. You make me happy. Thank you, 063 BGR.
That's a pretty nice name, if I may say. Okay, come on, guys. Yeah, if you want to join this talk, you can join if you want. We are always open to have a face-to-face kind of communication. You don't need to type it if you. Again, I'm a lazy person. I tend to do calls and type. So if you want to join us, this stream, just tell us and we will send you the link. Okay, this is a good question. What if someone takes control of all the validators? Uh, okay, I mean, if someone takes the control of all validators, well, then, well, goodbye. Nothing that we can do, right? But the fact is, if you build your system in a decentralized way, it's a really there is really a small chance that this will happen, like really small. And it will take a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of everything to take control of all validators. This means you need to be able to have enough money to have 8 or 10 or 20 validators, or 100 validators or whatever, and then you will be the sole validator on the chain. And then, kind of, if you have the knowledge, you need to have the knowledge, then you can create maybe malicious blocks or something. So there are a lot of hoops that you need to jump, which are super, super hard to jump. So first, having all the validators is hard. B, creating malicious blocks is hard. And C, you have the community who is going to push you back. You have us. So if we see someone who wants to take control of the network, of course we will intervene. That's normal in the beginning of every chain. We don't someone to take the control of it. So we will intervene. We will create our own validators and blah blah blah, and we will push it back. But in the future, after 1 or 2 years, the chances of someone taking all the validators are extremely, extremely slim, like super, super slim. I mean, look at Polkadot. I mean, this is really a good example. They have, where is it? They have 300 active validators. I mean, how easy is to get 300 active validators just for yourself? That's like extremely hard. And if you look at the Polkadot community or Polkadot chain, this is even harder. You need to have 1,000 validators. First, you need to have the time and the money to do it. Second, why? What you're going to get? Nothing. And no, if your question is about council, if someone takes the whole council, again, that's why we have the technical committee. So the role of the technical committee is to observe what's happening on the chain, and if they see something super malicious, like someone trying to take control of the council, someone trying to propose a referendum which is super super malicious, then the technical committee will step in and just say, no, this cannot happen. So we have an entity which observes everyone and who makes sure that the chain goes at least in the kind of right direction, right? Or it makes sure that no malicious thing happens, like someone wanted to destroy the chain, someone wanted to remove your caps. This is the role of the technical committee, to observe that and say no. I mean, a similar role has the council, but not in the same level. The technical committee has the most power, but the reason is because we want to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
follow-up question, but if you can delete it, then that's not decentralized, right? I mean, we cannot delete it.
delete the chain.
Delete the validator. I think he means validator node.
But if you can delete it, that's not a decentralized. I mean, deleting, it depends what you mean deleting.
Mhm.
If we see, yeah, let's say we see someone who is super malicious, like we know that he's malicious, we know that he wants to destroy the chain. What he can do, what he needs to do, first he needs to have enough caps to be a validator, right? That's the first barrier. And if we know that he is malicious, what we can do, we can take all of his caps, and you will say, okay, this is like you're doing some you're like a police, you want to I don't know, govern the chain, and then it becomes centralized. Yeah, that's true. In this case, the chain will be acting like a centralized chain. But you need to understand that from the point of you guys, you community, before we do anything, you will see that he's malicious. You will do a referendum yourself. You'll do first a proposal, referendum. The council will see that. They will see that something malicious is happening. So we have you guys, we have the council to actually govern that chain. And in that sense, it's decentralized. I mean, the technical committee is here only for emergency cases. And believe me, guys, you would rather have this kind of entity than have no entity at all, which oversees the work of the chain. Example would be, again, a guy has trillions of caps. He becomes the sole owner of the council, and he wants to do something malicious like steal your caps. You're going to cry because you cannot do anything. He is the most richest man, right? But if we have like a technical committee which observes, we can say no, this is not okay. So again, the the role of the technical committee and council is not to make the system less decentralized. It's not meant to be here to create a police system where we're going to punish you or something. Not at all. It's just here to help the chain guide through time and to make the right decisions. In the end, you guys can do it too through referendum. No one is limiting you at all. So in that sense, we don't have just one entity who is governing. We have three different entities. So we have the committee, the council, of course, you, the general public.
Cool.
Not at all. We love hard questions.
Another question, not about governance, sorry again. Is there a way to see the history of rewarded caps in an era from the Polkadot UI?
Yeah, it depends what exactly you want to see. So if you want to see, let's say, per validator, you can easily see it by clicking on this UI and seeing, how many rewards it got slash or anything. So this is per validator, okay. But to see per, nominator, this can be super tricky. You need to do some manipulation. You need to query additional data. Uh, what I'm thinking is that we're going to have a system like that in our indexer, and then you're just going to do one API call and get that information. But right now, if you want to do it through the UI to see how much a nominator got, it's super tricky because even if the validator gets all those caps, so 8,000 or 9,000, whatever, someone still needs to click on payout, right? And if nobody clicks on payout, and I think 1 or 2 months pass, you will lose those caps. You will lose those rewards. So someone needs to click on it. And so when someone clicks on it, then you will see a bunch of transactions that happen. Now, what you would usually do is filter those transactions on Explorer, and then you will have a history, right? But the problem is that right now our Explorer still doesn't have a feature to filter by extrinsic, and that's why you cannot see it. We are working on that,
We are
and
working.
once we will have this feature, you will be able to filter a specific extrinsic, with specific, I don't know, account, whatever, and then you're going to have a list of rewards. I hope we have answered your question.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, it's good to see that we have a lot of questions. Guys, just keep coming with questions. We are here probably for a few more minutes. So just keep them coming. No, no problem, Danny. And by the way, I love your name and your image. They are quite cool. Yeah, once more, guys, désolé for not speaking in French. The goal of us is to make this information available to everyone. And since no, English is kind of in a way the standard language in Europe or in most of the world, we will tend and still we will use English for most of the time, unless we are going to have some really special French AMAs or something. But I don't see this happening quite soon, at least with us. Okay, let's see if there are interesting questions. No. Okay, so yeah, is the government already available? Yes, it is. It's on the mainnet. It's on the AlphaNet. It's not on the testnet. Please don't use the testnet. It's on the mainnet, and you can use it. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen, we have changed our logo on the UI. It's now a colorful icon. Not bad. You can ask any question. It's fine. I don't have a problem repeating it. Or sometimes I didn't cover a subject too well, and when someone asks a question, I will go into more detail. So don't be ashamed. Ask any kind of question. Yeah, I think in the couple last I mean in the last few days we had similar questions. Uh, can you tell more about the multisig that's coming? It's already there. Multisig is already there.
Yeah.
Guys, if you think that we are not properly uh, sharing information with you guys, just tell us. But multisig is there. You can use it. You go to accounts and you create a multisig. I think we don't have a tutorial on how to do this. Probably we will create one. Hello, Simon.
Yeah, probably we're gonna create one soon.
Yeah,
But it's quite intuitive. It's quite simple, guys. Nothing difficult.
yeah. It's and the good point is that we share almost, I mean, a lot of features with Polkadot Kusama, and if we have, if we don't have the docs for it, they have it,
Yeah,
and doesn't make sense to repeat literally the same thing that they have. That's just wasting internet space. Uh, you can just check their video or whatever have about the multisig and just use that.
yeah. Maybe if you want, Marco, you can give a super quick demo because it's just putting the thresholds and selecting account, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. So if you are the sole owner of those accounts, it's quite simple.
Mhm.
But if you're sharing a multisig with someone, it can be a bit, let's say, cumbersome. So I'll just show you an example of it right immediately now. Let me just leave that. I need to create a new window. Okay. It's not going to be super nor quick nor easy.
Mhm.
Okay, but yeah, so let's do this. I mean, we can cut this part and put it as a video, right? We can clip it and have it. So yeah, if you want to use the multisig functionality, it's available on the accounts and my accounts tab. What you need to do, what you need to have in order to have, to use multisig is to have at least two or more accounts which are going to be tied to one specific account, which is the multisig one. In this example, I will be creating two accounts, which then I will tie together into one single multi-sig account. On the left side, we have one person, let's say, and let's call it Marco. On the other side, it's a man. We together we want to have share one multi-sig account. On the left side, I will be using, I think, AlphaNet Marco. On the right side, I will be creating a new account. Please don't steal this mnemonic.
You can only see your
Oh, oh yeah.
this
I
one.
apologize. Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. I
No,
apologize, guys. I apologize. Oh yeah, I should be better now, right?
perfect.
Okay, let's start over again. Okay, guys, this I will talk about the multi-sig feature. Multi-sig feature allows you to use multiple accounts, yours or with your friends, to have one shared account, and which then can execute some, of course, activities. To do that, you need to access the accounts page and go on my accounts, and you need to have some accounts already ready. On the left side, I will be using my accounts, and this is my view. On the right side, this is going to be my friend's Aman's view. Right now, he doesn't have account at all, and first let's create one. So I will be using this mnemonic for it, even if I don't need it. Uh, I will create account. I will name it Aman, and I'll write a simple password just to have it. Let's
No,
save it.
that's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah. Since it's empty, I will just send some caps so it has it. Let me just find one of those nodes which has some money in it. Let's say this one to AlphaNet to Aman, which is this address. I'll send, let's say, 100 caps. Okay. Okay. Now on the left side, I have my Alphanet. Mark on the right side, which is Aman's side, he has his own account. In order to create a multisig, I first need to add him to the address book. I already have some accounts in here. They don't really matter. I will just forget them. And I will add Aman as my friend. And I will name him Aman the Great. Now I have him in my address book. I have my own account. Sorry. I will create a Now I will create a multi-sig account. First, I will find my account. Then I will find Aman's account, Aman the Great, and I will name this Marco Aman multi-sig account. And if you scroll down, you will see Marco Aman as the multi-sig. It's quite empty right now. Now this is on my side, my view. On the other side, Aman's view, he needs to add me as his friend in the address book. So he will be receiving my address, which is this one. So he will create an account and he will call me Marco. Marco, not the Great. And he needs to follow the same procedure. Create a multisig, add himself, add myself. Name would be Aman Marco. And now he has it. Now, if you scroll down, you can see that Marco Aman on my side and Aman and Marco have the same address. They're both empty, so I will send some money to them. And of course, Aman will send it to the shared account and he will send 5 caps. Once this is done, you will see that on the both sides we see the same value, which is something that we wanted, right? Now, to do anything with this account, we just, let's say we want to send those
Mark,
5 caps.
sorry to interrupt. Could you turn off this question tab?
Oh, yeah, I always forget that. Thank you. You're a lifesaver. I always forget that. Yeah. Now we will use this multi-sig account from Ahmad's side. So he will say, okay, these 5 caps, I want it back. Okay. And he will say, let's say 4 caps. No. And of course, he needs to sign it. Now this will create a request, a pending approval, which on my side, I need to approve it. So this is not my side. I will click on it. I can either approve this hash, call hash, or cancel it. Now, since I'm a moron and I didn't remember the hash of it, I'll just try to find it. Yeah, so the hash, this is the call hash. I'll go here. I will say, okay, I think that he's doing the right decision and I copied something wrong. Signature, call hash, called, I need to have call data, yeah. I need to redo this, so I'll just do another 3, let's say, from Aman Marco to Aman. Make transfer, yeah. I think, yeah, I apologize. You need to have this multi-sig call data. Oh, well, yeah, this bad boy. When you do that, yeah, I think it's the second one. I think it's this one, and then I can approve it. It's this one, yeah. Yeah, now I paste it, it's fine, and I can approve it. What a newbie mistake, and it's done. Now we can see we have given 3 caps to someone, I don't know who, probably your man back. So guys, as you see, make sure, so whatever you're doing, make sure that you copy this multi-sig call data and that you don't lose it. This is quite important because you need to give this multi-sig call data to your friend who shares the same multi-sig account. Now, if you have 5 friends or 6 friends, well, this can get cumbersome. You need to have all of them in the address book, and they need to have you in the address book, and then you all can create this multi-sig account. That's it. Is it easy? Well, It depends. Is it fast? Well, it depends, but it's usable. It's there. Are we going to have some kind of special UI for that on the wallet? I don't know. Maybe, but we will see. But,
Yep.
okay, the question: can we transform an existing account to multisig? I don't think so.
Okay,
That's
Marco.
up.
Sorry, we missed another question. The same guy, the Dukes, hasn't been contacted regarding the gift of the last coffee break, which is not good.
Uh, where is it?
Just above this, can we transform an existing account to multi-sig?
Oh yeah, you will be contacted.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I want to. Okay. Sometimes you will see that some interaction for us take time. Uh, that's completely normal. Our schedule is filled with a lot of calls, a lot of tasks, a lot of everything, and we have stuff which takes priority, and have stuff which takes less priority, and of course every day we need to balance between those two. You will be contacted, maybe not right now, maybe not today, but you will be contacted. So maybe you need to wait 1 more day or 5 more days, but you will be contacted. Okay, I apologize, but we are a small team. We literally do our best. If you haven't seen already, we are even working on weekends and off the normal standard 8 hours time after 5 p.m. too. So guys, I know that you want to see great things, but for great things, it takes time. Even for small things, it takes time because we are occupied with great things, right? So
Yeah.
just wait. You will be contacted. I mean, all those information that I'm saying right now to you is public. Uh, you will not regret it. But yeah, you just need to wait a bit more. Soon, TM.
Soon, TM. Okay, I think then we have another question. Ledger can be used soon with native caps. Yes, but it's gonna take a while. I mean, we've been discussing this internally. There's an app that needs to be developed for this connection, and yeah, it's gonna be soon available, guys. Cannot give you a hard deadline, but yeah, soon. TM.
This is literally soon, TM. So it can be anything from right now till the end of the time. Soon, TM. This, if you want to understand when we say soon, very soon, or soonish, or anything like that, just visit this site. I will send the link here, and you will understand the time frame that we are dealing with. So it's soon TM for the ledger. We are working on it. We don't have any deadlines, so it's soon TM.
Yeah, and also, okay, I don't know what link. Did you just share the link here, or what are
Yeah,
we?
in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe you can share the link for the demo of multi-sig account from Polkadot for the time being.
I mean, you can access it. Like I said, you go to
Yeah.
mainnet and AlphaNet, you go accounts, and you click on multisig. Uh, I can share the link. It's not a problem. Here you go, guys. Okay, 2 more minutes for question, and then we are done. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. So I apologize, Aman. If you want to learn about multisig, you
Yeah.
have the link here. So this is the official multisig documentation from our dear friends Polkadot. I should give you admin access so you can post stuff too.
Yeah. Another one.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there is one short topic. A lot of people have asked, what's happening with block production, why a node is getting more blocks than the other ones. Has it anything to do with peers? Has it anything to do with virtual machines? The answer is no. It has nothing to do with your virtual machine. It has nothing to do with how many peers you have. You can have 1 million peers, you can have one, it's still going to be the same. You can have the strongest VM, like I don't know, 64 core, 128, 5.5 gigahertz machine. Uh, it's still going to be the same. There is no difference. It's just the fact that there is an algorithm behind, and it's kind of random. It doesn't seem random, but it's still random, and that's how it works. Sometimes you might have 10 errors with the same guy getting a bit more blocks. Then you can have 10 errors, him getting less. This is how it works. It's like me playing, like Dota or LoL, winning 10 matches in a row, then losing 15 of them in a row. This is just life. This is random. uh, and if we're going to see any huge, I don't know, differences like in the last 2025 or 1 month, one single person is still getting the highest amount of blocks, then we will see. Then we'll try to find the problem. But it's an algorithm, guys. It's the BAPE algorithm. It's well defined. You can find a paper about it. We didn't change it. He cannot change it. No one can change it. The fact that all the validators are working just fine means no one has tampered with the code. So it's just random. That's life, right? And I will suggest you, if you still are unhappy with the answer, don't take my words for it. Go study how Babe works. Go study how VRF works, and then you'll get the answer. You don't need to trust me. Okay, you can trust Aman.
I trust you.
Yeah. So uh, when we will have more validators soon,
Soon,
but
TM.
without TM soon, soon.
Great that you mentioned that.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
soon. I think we all increased the validators rewards from 69 to 92K,
Hmm.
and the increasage of active validators seats or count is going to happen. I hope today. I hope. Uh, I cannot promise you anything because it's not up to me. I'm not the overlord of the mainnet. I'm just a normal guy in the technical committee. And let's see, it's going to happen. Oh, no, let's do it live stream. No,
Okay.
so okay, you're asking when it's going to happen. It's going to happen right now, just for you. This is just for your eyes. The other guys, please close your eyes. Don't look at it. This is just for Danny. I'm just having fun. Please don't be offended. Please don't sue me. Okay, so this is the proposal which will increase the active letter set by 7. So 8 plus 7 is 15. So I'll just close it with my Ternoa. You see this check mark? I'm verified, guys. I'm the only verified person right now. I'll sign it and bam, executed. Everything is
Nice.
okay. Let's go to staking. 8 out of 15, guys. We did it.
Wow.
We did it. Of course, you need to wait for the end of era
End of the year.
for this, shuffle to happen, to new activators to come. But we did it, guys. We have 15 seats. The prize pool has increased from 69K to 92K. We did it. We defeated the government. Oh, I'm just guys saying, but yeah, that's it. It's done. Like I told you, it's soon. Not soon TM, it's soon. So uh yeah, guys, if you have time, write a message about this in the Discord that we have done this. Otherwise, I need to do it. I'm kind of lazy. But yeah, uh, you can, all the nodes that didn't had or that didn't had the chance to be on the active validator seed, now we have the chance. So we have 7 more slots open. Yeah, fight for it, I guess.
Hmm.
For announcements on Friday, we have the coffee break session. We will have another guest star. He's an amazing and dear friend. And for the next week, do we have anything planned?
Not really so far, but there's always something because we're gonna have NFT basics, or maybe we give you a demo on NFT basics, and then we have then we have not NFT, but we have marketplace. So we have a lot of things coming on.
Yeah, yeah, true. So on Friday, we are hoping to have basic NFTs on mainnet, right? And marketplaces on AlphaNet, and then you can expect marketplaces on mainnet in about week and a half.
Hmm.
Now for the SDK, I don't have a deadline for those guys for that product, but usually they lag, I don't know, 1 week behind or something like that, or 2 weeks. So you're not going to wait too long if you're a developer to use the SDK on mainnet. On AlphaNet is always a bit sooner, right? Availability. But yeah, can't wait for this to happen. Then we are finally done with phase two. We're going to speedrun it. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, colleague Yusuf Freeman. We just made history. You all guys made history. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. You're amazing. We loved every single question, even the French one. Even if we didn't understand it, we loved it. As long as you said something nice about us, I guess. And that's all. And any closing thoughts from you, man?
Um, no, guys, we just need your support. We've been working really hard, the entire Ternoa team, day and night. People are working from all around the globe. Just keep supporting us. That's it. Thank you.
Are you going to say the closing ceremony sentence, or I will do it?
Well, okay, let me try, guys. So we put in a lot of effort here, right? I mean, it's not so easy. So I only want to add one last thing. Please like, subscribe, and share, and follow. Please do all these things on Twitch and on YouTube. Just help us spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you, and ring the bell. That's
And
what you
ring the
do.
bell for the notification. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
Thank you, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye, guys.